Hey, hi. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for August 27th, 2025. I got the chicken neck. That's what happens when you get old. You get like this kind of hanging stuff. Before it was filled in, remember when I was sick, but now it's kind of. Anyways, you guys. I haven't done one of these in a while. Nothing really has been happening. Just been doing the same old stuff. But recently I have been thinking about, the water situation. Even though my situation's okay. But I was kind of wondering, for my neighbors, because, love thy neighbor, right? So I tried to contact TCEQ today just for like a follow-up. Just a little follow-up. No one's asked me to do that. No neighbors have come to me or asked me anything, but I was curious about it. And normally I like to follow my intuition, and when things happen like that, I always follow my intuition. So I try to call a couple places and try to figure things out. And I couldn't remember the name of the lady that I was working with. And then I found the email, right? So I wrote her a little email. I left her a message on her phone. She's really nice, the lady. She's working on it, and they're still waiting for documentation and all that stuff. And I try to tell her, like, because you can go on the Texas Water Watch or TCQ Water Watch, you can find out about the water in your area. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be difficult for just the average person to understand. I did look at something that she sent me. I was looking at it on my phone. It was so tiny. And, they have a lot of stuff on there. So it's not something that you can just browse over. It's basically something that you have to know about it. So, anybody in this town can go look at that or look at the paper she sent out. But I highly believe that no one will understand it because it takes a minute. There's a lot to look at. There's a lot of values and numbers on there. There's a lot of dates and all kind. So it's something that someone would have to actually sit down and study. You know what I mean? And so she sent me, because I told her I went into the website, and you have to have some sort of, numbers to put in, some number values, identification, whatever numbers to put in there just so you can go and find something. And I don't have these numbers. I'm not, part of that system. I'm just a regular citizen out here just trying to find out some information. I also tried to go in there and because there's a way that you can look up, tell me anything about the city of Woodsboro. That's where I live. And I couldn't find anything. So she sent me another thing. It was a document, an actual document where you could click on it and you can go around there. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I have to kind of go on my computer to do that. So I'll do that, like I'm not trying to be pushy and I'm hoping that she doesn't think I am, because she's a really big help, and I just told her I was just curious about some stuff, no big deal, whatever. And they're still working on it, I do know that in Corpus Christi they did something to help the water over there. So most likely they might have been, if things are going slow, they're busy in other areas. Because I'll tell you what, Texas has the worst water all around, right? Especially near the coast. And so I'm not trying to be like, oh, us first, because, I have my water. I'm good. But like, and I haven't really talked to the neighbors about anything because, I don't want to give them false hope like, oh, it's going to happen tomorrow, because it's not. It's going to take time. I do want to review that information she sent me. It's a lot of pages. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of values. It's a lot of logs. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of research to myself. Have nothing better to do, and I enjoy learning about new stuff. So anything in there I don't understand, I will look it up and see what's going on. But I did bring up to her attention just some simple things that if she has the time, she can tell me about that pamphlet that the city hall was sending out. What are they going to do about that, and are people in the town going to get proper information? Also, what are they doing to fix the violations and stuff? Because even though that paper is there for me to look at and to study, that's not telling me whether or not they were falsifying the logs. You know what I mean? Because there's a log that you have to write in values of whatever you're reading, right? And I remember, like, there's a lot of people who falsify logs. Sometimes they don't even go and do the reading, they just throw a number in there. So there is a possibility that that could be happening too. So I mean, it's really something that's going to take a while. I understand that, and we just have to wait, right? Because I do want clean water for my neighbors. You know what I mean? Um, oh, also, a couple days ago, I did kind of try to contact someone in regards to the city hall now. So now I have a new thing going on for city hall. They did return my call today. I was really happy about that. I didn't realize how quick. And I talked to the person on the phone for like 45 minutes to an hour. Very nice young man. And we were talking about stuff, and I had to kind of tell him the whole story, and I'm glad that I did, because he did find some things in there that should not be. So I was like, oh, okay. Because these different entities that you have to call to get help from, usually they'll send you to this number, to that number. And like one day, I think I called like 6 or 7 people, and then I ended up with this final number. And I just left a message, and a few days later I got a call back, and I was like, wow, because it's kind of up there for Texas. It's not just a simple, business or a small organization. It's okay. I don't want to say, because I don't want to give any too much away, but they did figure out that something that City Hall was doing was wrong, and that it shouldn't be done that way. So now I'm hoping that this person is, because I actually wanted the city hall to get audited, you know what I mean? And I think what's happening here, because I told them everything, like I tell them every single thing, pinpoint what's going on. And, out of that, they can pull out their own information on whatever they can do to help. Because, that's what I basically tell them. I say, I'm just trying to find out how we can help my community. Like I'm okay because I take care of myself. But now let's talk about the community. How can we help this community, right? Because they kind of don't know what to do, and maybe they don't know this is going on. And so, because people won't call in, it's a lot of work. It's not just call a number and complain, because sometimes you call a number and that number's not the right one. You got to go to another number. And some people, and I can imagine that some people around here might not have the patience for that. Okay, I do. I have the patience, and I like talking to these people, because they're all really usually really nice, So I did talk to this person. He's the assistant to the main person, right? And he's like, yeah, I don't think they should be doing that. And then also the charges. They're not sure how to deal with the charges part. That has to do with something else. But I did mention something to him, and he was like, oh, I don't think they're supposed to do that, having to do with the water bill. And I was like, okay. So he found something from what I was telling him. And so hopefully, all this kind of stuff to fix. I mean, I told you guys, if you've been listening to me or following my stories here, I told you guys before I bought this house that, like, any community I go to, I'm going to uplift that community. I'm not going to bring them down. I just didn't realize how much work I had to do in this community. Like, I've had to do a lot of work. I've had to spend a lot of money. But you know what? The way I see it, I'm not going to sue anybody, because that's what everybody's telling me. Oh, you should sue them. No. This is a poor town. If I were to sue them, I would be taking the money from the town and the community, and that's not what I want to do. I probably am entitled to do that. I'm probably entitled to sue the person who sold me this house too, but I'm not going to, because I like the house. It's a cute little house. It's the perfect size. You know, I mind my own business. I do my own thing. I like it here. I don't want to leave. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to keep my promise on trying to uplift this community the best I can. And the only way I can do that is to help them with the issues in town in regards to the water system, any kind of systems involving this town, even the sheriff's department, the leaders in the department. All I can do is just try to help that way. You know, and I don't want anything back. I don't want to sue anybody. I just want better for my neighbors because I feel guilty. I feel guilty that I have everything good for myself here in my little house right here. But what about my neighbors? And I just seen a child run across the yard right there. Like that child, you know what I mean? They shower in the water, you know. I just want better for the community. That's it. That's all I want. I want to live in a place where people are happy, healthy, and safe. And that's it. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to little by little, because every time I look into something, I find something else. And it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? You know, there's always something wrong that I find. And I'm just like, this is not... And it's simple stuff to fix if the people would fix it. If they wouldn't be so corrupt and kind of selfish, because what I see here is like they don't want to spend the money. And when they do spend the money, they spend it on stuff that's like insignificant. Like they don't need a plaque by the gazebo that costs so many thousands of dollars. They don't need that. And I've heard from the neighbors and some other people that they're pissed off that the money from the town is going to insignificant stuff like that or decorating the gazebo. They're like, we want clean water. We don't care about beautifying the town. You can care about beautifying the town, yes, but do it after you help your own community. Get them clean water, you know? Whatever they're doing around here is insignificant if no one has clean water. I see them throwing like that gravel stuff in some of the potholes here. That's even not even fixing the town, but of course those people need to get paid. They need to buy the supplies. What about the water? Okay, you have a pothole, but you also have children or people showering or drinking that water and they're slowly dying. Now, would you prefer to save the people and give them good health? Or do you care about the potholes? Like, they need to get their, you know, their things straight. They're doing things backwards, you know? But all I can do is try to call certain people. I know that I cannot call City Hall here. I cannot call the sheriff. I cannot call any leaders in this town because they don't take responsibility or accountability for anything. And they think that no one's going to do anything. Just leave them alone. They're not going to... They have not met me. Except the mayor has, you know. And she knows what she's in for. She has not contacted me or anything since. I have not even heard from the water superintendent either. So it's most likely that maybe the sheriff or somebody has told them stay away from me, which is fine. I still don't trust the sheriffs. It doesn't mean anything. I still don't trust them. They have not even earned my trust in any way. I've seen them driving up and down the street here a couple times, but it doesn't faze me because the security system is mostly for them because I don't trust them. I don't trust, you know, I don't know, maybe the city workers around here, I don't trust them either. Because they don't seem to care. They just want to get their paycheck and go home. They won't fight for themselves either because they want to keep their jobs. They could have been threatened, you know, go to work and keep your mouth shut. Somebody could get fired if they maybe speak up. So we have a lot of people like that here. People who don't even know how to defend themselves, even in this town who works for the city. So, I mean, all I can do is the little things that I do in here, which... They don't know what I'm doing in here. I mean, what I'm doing is I'm contacting the proper authorities and the proper, organizations on how to fix things, you know. I'm not being pushy. I'm not being rude. I'm being very nice. And you know, I've always found that when you're nice to people and you speak over the phone, you speak clearly, you know what you're talking about, you're always going to have somebody listening to you and wanting to help you. And that's the reaction I'm getting from everybody. They want to help. Except for, I don't know, the bromines or chromines guy. I still don't know if he's on my team, the DA. But I'm going to check into that soon, too. just to, get an update on what's happening. Now, I don't feel like I'm gonna speak to the Texas Ranger guy or his assistant to ask them some advice on something, because they're really open to good advice too. His assistant tells me a lot of things to do so I can get the ball rolling. But I'm gonna be calling her soon and finding out, like, what should I do in regards to my case in the sheriff's department, because I'll be honest with you, like, I'm ready to get out of here. I want to go somewhere. I want to travel again. I want to go camping again. The weather's gonna get better in September. It's gonna start cooling off. And, I mean, not much, but it's enough for me to be okay, and me and the dogs. But I want to know, can I go camping, or, like, are they going to try to contact me while I'm camping? Or what if I decide I want to go to New Mexico or something? Because, like, when I go camping, like the last time, I only wanted to go for like a night or two. And I ended up staying out, I think, like 4 nights, because I didn't want to come back. 3 or 4, I don't know, but I stayed an extended amount of time because I was enjoying myself. And what if I go out there and camp somewhere and decide, oh, I want to go here too next, and then I still don't come back? But then what if I miss a message or letter or something from these people telling me, oh, I need to speak to you, I need to make an appointment, or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't want them to try to catch me while I'm not here and say, oh, well, she didn't show up, or she didn't contact us, or whatever, because, they'll always make up some excuse so they can avoid the issue, because that's what I think that's going on here. They're waiting for, I think, statute of limitations to roll over. I think that's what they're really doing. But I'm gonna find that out too, because I need to ask him, can I go camping? Can I continue with my life? Should I call the sheriffs and ask to speak to my investigator? Because honestly, I don't trust him either. So I don't know, I still have some stuff to figure out, but I will. We're okay right now. I mean, we just do the same old stuff that we do all the time. Go for our morning walks, exercise, come home, have breakfast, exercise more, go to our next walk, exercise, come back, exercise. That's what keeps me happy, like, I love to exercise. I love to go out into nature. I love to hike and walk my dogs. That's like what I like to do. But I kind of feel like I'm not able to do everything I want to do because the sheriff's department's holding me up. They're holding me up from having a normal life. You know what I mean? So I just have to wait, and I just water the plants. I tried to plant some seeds from the, what do you call that? The basil plant. That stuff grows like weeds. Yeah, there's a lot. It's already sprouting. And so I threw some more seeds by the other tomato plants. I have not really had no tomato harvest. Kind of funky right here, but the plants look healthy and good. But I'll just keep watering them to keep them alive, I guess. I don't know, but that's how that's working out. I'm just gonna just keep watering them, and something will, what, the serrano peppers out there. I'm sitting in the back room and I'm looking outside. See, I'm looking outside at my garden area, so that's why I keep looking that way, because I'm looking at I see that there's going to be a nice little harvest of serrano peppers, because I see the little blooms, right? And there's a lot of them. So I'm like, ooh, and it might be, and it looks like it's going to be more than what I had before. And also my asparagus plant is sprouting out real good too. So I don't know. That broccoli plant, I don't know what's up with that thing. The leaves are growing out of it. I haven't seen no broccoli, but whatever. It's okay. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys. Oh, another thing. I bought myself a fanny pack. I bought myself a fanny pack. I ordered it online. It's just a little gray, because I was thinking, to put my stuff better away and keep it protected from the elements in case it gets wet or anything like that. This is something I never thought I was going to ever get, but I did. I got a fanny pack, so that's going to be what I wear when I go and I work out there, or go on hiking trails, so I can keep everything, because I used to put things in my pocket, but some of my shorts don't have pockets. Most of them do, but I have so much clothes, and what I'll do is I'll just wear so many clothes, And I'll just keep going to the next thing, to the next thing. And then my laundry's big. Like, I just finished some laundry. It was only like 2 loads, but yeah, like some of those shorts don't have pockets. So I'm like, man, I need something. So I thought, oh, let me get the fanny pack. It was like $9. Kind of feel like it's expensive, but we all know prices are going up on things. That's something that I will use on a daily basis. I don't purchase things that I'm not going to use. I don't buy junks or anything like that. But yeah, what's going on? I have seen the prices go up a little bit. The eggs went up a couple some more cents. I bought a gallon of milk for like 4 something, and I think before I paid like 3 something. Not big jumps, but I mean, can you imagine for like a bigger family, like won't have enough money to feed the whole family, and it's sad. I feel so bad for people out there, but this is what these people voted for. And like, how ridiculous can you, like, he really targeted the most ignorant people, the people who are uneducated, who don't know, who don't understand. Like, I never even thought ever to vote for that person, not based off of his stupidity, because we all know he's kind of dumb, but based off of the kind of person he is. Yeah, like, I can't understand how people could like that guy, especially women. Like, whoa, what is wrong with you? But they're delusional. I don't want to get into that. It's so depressing, right? So many people suffering right now, getting hurt, dying, abused, violence on that side. And they're trying to say it's the other side. I'm independent, but I see the problem with both sides. And the most violent side is the red side. And I've seen it all around. I've seen it all over the United States. It's terrible, and I can't understand any of these people, even who it's their heritage and they voted for that guy. And now they're paying the price. Anyways, you guys, that's all I have. But I'm Mona. This was Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for August 27th, 2025. And I'll talk to you next time.